the news today for, of course, you know the date. Don't kid me. It's the 16th of January 2014 for all you date lovers out there. Obama just announced to Congress that he wants to take orders without Congress giving any approval. That's right. The dictator. I'm the dictator. I'm taking over. That's the Obama dictator. And a lot of people and groups are demanding that Obama be arrested and impeached now, including members in Congress who decided to give Mr. Boehner has decided to give a bone job over to Obama rather than doing his job as a speaker to fight against this tyranny. He's decided to back down like a scab, being seen on the golf court with Obama. Oh, buddy, homo-faggoting up to him probably. Because, they're both gay, probably gay. But anyway, it looks like it. But anyway, seen around, you see Boehner there on Facebook today with the Constitution in his hand. While on the other hand, you see Obama tearing it up in the other frame. So, he's not an American. He's never even held a gun. He might be a gangster, but he's never held a gun ever in his life, so he probably wouldn't know how to use it even if he had one. The Secret Service will help me. Yeah, that's probably the only one who could shoot it because you wouldn't be able to get out of the ballpark. Probably end up shooting your foot off before you shot one off. But anyway, as we're saying, he's not an American, but yet he's our dictator, president. King, at least he thinks he is, and a lot of people are demanding him to be impeached and arrested right now. And of course, even lots of people out there are also even protesting the streets and talking about this on Facebook and other social mediums. And of course, about the outrageousness of this world order dictator fascist pig in Washington, D.C., known as Obama. And of course, freedom's being challenged here, people. The reason why it has gotten as far is because we chose not to do nothing. We stood down and we chose not to do nothing. That's why it has gotten this way. Now, the only way we can reverse it is that we rise up. Don't mean we have to fight and go to war. Hopefully, that's the last point of resistance. But hopefully, how you can rise up is when they tell your children they can't wear shirts or wear crosses with shirts with crosses or flags on them in your school. High school, that is. You have them dress and wear them flags all over their bodies. Put tattoos of them. Put crosses on their shirts. Have them wear pictures of Jesus. They cannot demand a person. There's no law, even though they can sit there and lie and say there is a law. There's no law that says no child can't go to school with a godly symbol on their shirt and then they get suspended. There's no law that says they cannot do that. They'll say there is, but that's a lie from hell because that is illegal. And if Muslims can go with their fabrique of stuff that they wear, then any other Christian or any other religion should be able to do the same. Because that's basically what the Constitution does state. As a matter of fact, now that all these cars have all this recording device stuff in them, now if you can prove your innocence, such as OnStar and all, whether you use it or not, it's still, guess what? Listening to you. It's still listening. And it's still gathering that information on you, whether you want them to hear what you're saying or not. They still are spying. All your devices in your home, such as your TV boxes, computers, etc., all have back doors in them. Every electronic does, to listen to you and to send and radio back home to us hosts to the NSA and other agencies to hear what you're talking about. Well, some homes people don't talk, so I guess there's not much they can really hear about. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. I guess they hear a lot of people farting and stuff and having sex. I guess they get turned on by the perverts. You pervert, NSA! Stop listening to me, you pervert! Anyway, that's that a lot of big perverts that work in there. I guess that's why they have that job. Listening to domestic, listening to, let me say it again, domestic people that live in the U.S. are called domestic. Okay, people that don't live in the U.S. are called aliens, are called overseas. Domestic is always local. Excuse me. But anyway, as I was saying, this is what they are doing. And this is an atrocity that's happening where our freedoms and all the amendments and everything in the Constitution is being challenged right at this very hour, people. This is a serious note. I know there was some funny things there, but it's all true. I don't know how to tell this without crying or getting upset, but it's all true. And it's no joke. This is really happening. Obama was just on TV today telling people not to listen to those conspiracy people, telling you about how tyranny is rising and not to listen to it because all it is just made up by crazy conspiracy people. He might as well have said that. And just to put their trust in the servant, usurper, Obama dictator. And it doesn't matter what anyone else has to say because what he says is okay. When actually that's not okay. But see, a lot, that's what they want. That's what they want. That's what Obama wants you to do is bow down and lick his ass and grovel and listen to him rather than standing up and saying, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm going to resist at those checkpoints. I'm going to sue the cities and towns when they touch my scrotum or touch my children when I go in the airports and places where they have no business to be touching. And by the way, there was an assault that happened too somewhere in the nation today at a TSA. Yes, a TSA checkpoint in an airport. There was a sexual assault that really did allegedly occur today at one of the international airports where these TSA officers are proud to be their usurpers, serpents. And of course, that goes to show that our country is not free anymore. It's not free. So therefore, we as Christians, and even Christians that are even we're not Christians alike, all people, black, red, white, purple, everybody needs to stand up in the name of freedom. Because remember, what the Bible says, if you don't have freedom, if you don't have God, there's no freedom. And if you have a president that's granting homosexual marriages in all states or trying to get them passed in all states, that's why this is happening. Because nobody's standing up to challenge these things. A marriage is between a man and a woman. Not a woman looking like a man or a man looking like a woman, but a real man and a real woman. When God made Adam and Eve, he made man and woman. Not man and woman and woman. Otherwise, there wouldn't be no such thing as a constitution of marriage. Okay? So therefore, you can't have benefits and rights issued to you when you're not living right, when you're doing an abomination, according to Proverbs. You're doing abomination. Homosexuality, bestiality. Those are sex with animals, in case you don't know what that is. Homosexuality is gay and lesbian relationships. It is in the Bible. God detests it. He can't stand it. He wants it vanished from his sight. And that's how, if you're a Christian, you should really face that. Now, if you meet a gay person, like I said before in other podcasts, you should approach them with love and compassion and try to talk to them to try to change their behavior. Because they're not born gay like some people think. No, they chose to be that way. Because nobody is born gay when they come out of the womb. That's a behavior that they choose to do. So anyway, this is the news from Michael DeSouls from the news desk here. All true news. You can't make this up, even though it sounds crazy, but it's really happening, people. For January the 16th, 2014. We'll see you tomorrow with another rendition of the news. The news. In the news.